I'm Staci Perry from the YouTube channel Very Pink Knits, here on behalf of Knitters Pride in this 3-part video series called Find Your Needle. In this first video, I'm going to describe the different materials that Knitters Pride uses in their needles and how those suit different knitters. In part 2, we're going to talk about the different needle types, like circular needles and double-pointed needles, etc., and how those apply to different projects. And in part 3, we'll tie it all together and help you find the perfect needles for you. Knitters Pride works with an international team of experienced knitters who all share a passion for the craft. They choose the materials they use based on careful research and feedback from these knitters and the experiences they have with these materials. So when you get a pair of Knitters Pride needles, not only are they high quality, but they're tried and tested by real knitters. Now, as I move through these needles, I'm going to start with the slickest, fastest needles and move through to the needles with the most grip. And then at the end of the video, I'll give you a close-up look at each one of these. And when we're talking about slick, fast needles, we're also talking about the newest needles from Knitters Pride. These are Knitters Pride Platinas. These needles are, first of all, beautiful. They are chrome-plated brass. They have a long taper and a sharp tip. These are especially good for lace knitting and other complicated stitches because of the long taper on them. They're very slick and very fast, best suited for experienced knitters and tight knitters, because experienced knitters aren't in much danger of stitches accidentally falling off the end of the needle, and because tight knitters sometimes have a hard time sliding stitches on the needle or getting your needle into the next stitch. This will help you pick up speed, both of those cases. These needles are available in double-pointed needles, interchangeable circulars, fixed circulars, and straight needles, just pretty much everything from size US 0, which is 2 millimeter, on up to US 17, which is 12 millimeter. They're also hollow and very lightweight. Next, we have space-age carbon fiber needles, Knitters Pride Carbons. These needles are kind of the best of two worlds because you have the carbon fiber on the needle and then you have the speed of the brass tip. These have a medium length taper and a medium sharp point. They're still actually pretty sharp, they're just not as sharp as the Platina needles. The carbon fiber is very strong, which makes these a favorite for sock knitters because even when you get down to a tiny size like this is US 0, they have a little bit of give to them, but they're strong and they won't break even in a super tiny size. Next, with a little more grip, we have densified laminated birchwood or Knitters Pride Dreams. These are made from high quality birchwood that is actually really dense, making them as strong as brass needles. And they have a nice finish to them that will last through years and years of knitting. They are good all-purpose needles. These happen to be a personal favorite of mine. They have a medium length taper and a medium sharp point on them, and they're very lightweight. They come in, I can't show you these needles without showing you the entire set, because each size is a different color. And not only is that pretty, but you know that you have the same size needles if you grab them and they're in the same color. Next, with a little more grip, we have birchwood needles or Knitters Pride Basics. These are still really nice, smooth needles, but they have a little more grip to them than the last wood needles that I showed you. They have a medium taper and a medium point on them, and they're all in this lovely birchwood color. They are available in sizes up to US 50. And these aren't quite US 50, these are US 13s, but still very big, which makes them suitable for really chunky knits like blankets and rugs and other large knits. Next, we have Knitters Pride Bamboo. These have even more grip to them. They're still very smooth. They have a nice soft touch to them. They're made from Japanese bamboo, which is the highest quality bamboo in the world, making them very smooth and very nice. They have a medium taper and a medium point. They're a good all-purpose needle for loose knitters or beginning knitters because they help you with grip a little bit. And when you see these in circular, they have a gold-plated join between the needle and the cord, and it's very pretty, and it's also very smooth. All of Knitter's Pride circular needles have a really nice smooth join and perfectly flexible cords. These also, these are a favorite of mine. This is my own set of larger gauge double pointed needles. I love the bamboo for larger gauge double pointed knitting because they have a little more grip and because they're so lightweight. When you're working with 4 or 5 needles at once, you can only hang on to 2 at a time, and there's always a danger that the needle's going to slide out of the stitches. But with these needles, with a little more grip to them, there's less of a chance of them sliding out. I've had really good luck with these. I really like these needles. On to the needles with the most grip are the acrylic needles, Knitter's Pride Trends. Again, I have to show you the entire set because they're so pretty. Each size is a different color. These have a nice grip to them, a nice medium taper, length taper, a nice medium point, really good all-purpose needles. They're reasonably priced, very reasonably priced, and because they're so pretty, they make an excellent gift for a young knitter's first needle set. Those are all the different materials that Knitter's Pride uses in their needles, but I have one more thing to show you, which is a shape. The cuboid shaped needles, or Knitter's Pride cubics. These needles are flat on 4 sides, giving them a different grip, a more ergonomic grip that's preferred by many knitters. The cubics needles are available in both the chrome-plated brass and the densified laminated birch. And they're available in just about every kind of needle. You can get double pointed needles like this, fixed circulars, interchangeable circulars, fixed straights, and we'll talk about all these different kinds of needles in the next video. Okay, speaking of the cubics needles, Dr. Priya Shashank is a medical doctor and a consultant to Knitter's Pride, and she recommends gentle hand movements like knitting for folks with arthritis in their hands as physiotherapy to keep the joints moving. Furthermore, she recommends Knitter's Pride bamboo needles just for that because of the soft grip, the smooth needle, and the fact that they're so lightweight. And if you are the kind of knitter who overdoes it and knits yourself into a repetitive stress injury or repetitive motion injury, I think we've probably all done that, you might want to give the cubics needles a try. Because of the way that you hold them, it's different enough and a more ergonomic grip. It can keep you from experiencing hand fatigue and knitting yourself right into a repetitive stress injury. These are very good. Okay, I'm going to give you a close-up of each of these needles. Let's go ahead and take a look. First, we have the chrome-plated brass, Knitter's Pride Platinas. Very slick, very smooth, long taper, and a sharp point. Very good for lace knitting and other complicated stitches. Then we have the carbon fiber needles, Knitter's Pride Carbons. The carbon fiber shaft is very lightweight with a nice grip to it. A medium point, medium length taper I'd say, and a medium sharp point. Then we have the densified laminated birch, Knitter's Pride Dreams. For wood needles, these are still pretty fast needles because of the finish on them. They have a medium length taper and a medium sharp point. Next, we have the birchwood needles, Knitter's Pride Basics. Little more grip to them. You can see how pretty these needles are, with a medium length taper and a medium point, available in up to very large sizes. Then a little more grip, Knitter's Pride Bamboo. Smooth and almost weightless, medium length taper, medium point, great all-purpose needle for loose knitters and beginning knitters. And here you see the 24 karat gold-plated join. And the needles with the most grip, the acrylic needles, Knitter's Pride Trends. Nice grip to them, medium length taper, medium point. The last thing is the cuboid needles, Knitter's Pride Cubics. I want to make sure you see on camera the fact that these are flat on 4 sides. Here they are in the chrome-plated brass. And here they are in the densified laminated birch. Very different grip, very nice to work with. That's all I have for you on the needle materials. In the next video, we're going to talk about the different needle types.